Hi, I'm Andrew Klein. I'm the Clinical Director of Occupational Therapy at Emerge Durham, and I'm an expert training leader in DIR Floortime. So I am here with you on a beautiful, almost spring-like North Carolina afternoon to talk about some floor time tips and tricks. And floor time tips and tricks is a pretty big topic. So today I think we're going to start with the power of play. Floor time is a play-based approach. It utilizes play to promote childhood development, utilizing the power of our relationship with our kids to help them learn and grow. So, what makes play so great? Well, let's start with the fact that it's safe. And this is really important, especially for our kids that might have some developmental differences. A lot of our kids spend a lot of their day kind of on high alert, and they might be worried about what other people are expecting of them throughout the day and just doing things to try to kind of please those around them. And that's not a very good place for learning. So safety is really important. When you're safe, you can kind of let loose. You can get into that learning zone where you're willing to explore and take chances and take risks. And that's great. That's where our kids start to do some amazing things, start to learn. The second piece is that it's an active process. So a lot of traditional classroom learning can be a bit passive. And there's plenty of room for classroom learning being a place for kids to develop and grow too, but they have to reach a certain developmental level. Learning being an active process is really important. That's when kids really take an initiative and role in being their own educators and finding solutions and driving themselves. And that happens through play. And the third beautiful thing about play is that it's dynamic, it's creative. It teaches kids the kind of skills that are going to help them succeed as adults. So being able to solve problems on the fly, being able to think outside the box, being sharp-witted and quick to solve problems, being able to work well with others. These are all skills that come through play. So play is magical stuff. Play is where all the magic happens for kids, and it's their preferred occupation. As an occupational therapist, we like to focus on what's important to kids. Play is their occupation of choice. Kids want to be playing. That's what they do. So it's easy to talk about play. It's a little harder to figure out what play might mean for the way we work with our kids, especially if those kids, again, are on the autism spectrum, might have some sensory processing concerns. Play might not be so easy to access. So let's break it down and talk about a little bit more what play might look like with our kids. So the first piece is right in the name of floor time. We want to get down on the kids' level. Stanley Greenspan created Floor Time. He was over 6 feet tall, and there's lots of great pictures of him strewn out on the floor working with the kids that he was with. He understood very well that to connect with kids, you got to be down there on their level. The second piece is joy. We want play to be joyful. And again, that might seem obvious, but sometimes it's easy to lose track of because we have something we're trying to accomplish, and we're not really staying in that playful, joyful place. A big piece of floor time is called the gleam in the eye. And that's when we have that piece of engagement with a child, when they're kind of having that moment like, oh, this person's really here with me. They're connected. I'm looking at them and I'm seeing them and they're seeing me, and that's great. So that comes from a joyful place. We have to be really present and joyful with them. And that leads us into the third thing, which is that play is about the process and not the outcome. Dr. Dan Siegel refers to this as being versus doing. So it's very easy to get to a place where we are trying to do something. And of course, as adults, we always have goals in mind. For our kids, we work with for everything in life. It's built into our whole ethos. We want to have a mission. We want to have a place we're trying to get to. And that's fine. But if our play becomes about that, then we lose the play itself. So when we are with our kids and we are playing, we want to be with them. We want to be present. We don't want to worry about what we're trying to get to. If we are in that place and we're just trying to share that space with them and explore and spark their desire to learn, then we are doing the process. So instead of trying to get your kid to answer a certain particular question about things during play, spark their creativity, make I wonder statements, show interest in saying, oh, look at that. Things like that. You're trying to really join them, show they're there with them. And then their spark will start to ignite. And they're going to do their learning on their own. And then the very last piece of play I want to talk about today is making yourself the toy, the desired item. So this can be especially important for kids on the autism spectrum because a lot of kids on the autism spectrum tend to really get focused on the items they're interested in. They might have a toy and they're trying to figure out all its little minutia, how every little piece of it ticks. And it's great that they're such deep thinkers about items, but we want them to take that joy and explore it to people as well. They want to have that. We want them to have that spark of interest in the people around them. And if we're doing all these other things right, we're giving them a safe space. We're focused on being present with them, and we're trying to create joy. We're going to start to see that happen. And what that might look like is they might just probe something you've done. I kind of want you to do again, almost like pushing your button, right? Maybe you made a funny sound, maybe you made a silly movement, and then you're the object of focus. Then you're the toy. Then you're the center of the play, and that's what we want. We want that to be a place that we can grow from, and it might start off in a place that's a little bit repetitive, but it's going to grow and become more and more dynamic as your child wants to learn more and more about their relationship with you. So that's all the time we have today to talk about play. We're going to come back again next time and talk a little bit more about the power of affect and the individual differences of a child and how that can further facilitate our ability to grow and play with the kids we work with and the kids that are ours. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all today. Until next time.